This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Boadu TV so nyema mu nyina akwa aba. Na Blasters fans ne pese ko World Cup ni bi no. Yes, Ghana for na pese mo ko US, Canada ne Mexico no. Munti Yebra Kofi Adams, sports minister wakasa. Finally wakasa de fa Blasters ho kwan a pese wo kwa ofa so e wo se ofa so so hwe hu so yesi ka o matwada to Blasters ni sa ne o mani nyina. Waka enti wo pese wo ko bi nkuade a ti san komo twitwen.
Yeka World Cup na yeka sitting government anabo bibi ba ko edan so yebeka na kra. The last time NDC government the Ghana echo World Cup in some breeze, especially on Sika Yedigu play no echo Brazil ekutiaka. This time when dum must have a qualify. We still have this very government also. But bibi sa no more we see bibi sa be sense bium. And then you just to avoid this kind of stuff as far as our office are concerned.
Well, you see, BBC na say nya na ubia ka ho asema opportunity for you say wonya akwenya bioma ubeye no in such a way say ubia be hu say woye ubia ye de ade hye wonsa wo hwe so yi.
Sure.
So for us as a government, and luckily President Mahama Nana no ye mampini ewo sabres yankupon asan ye adoma ya ba be mu a osan Emma yesan qualify biomedia. It's a great opportunity say yebeye niyama we nsema yebeka afa World Cup no hono ebeye sonko ebeye excellent imaging for Omaino any abino. So I can assure you say bibisa nye den ANC. There's no way a bibisa BC we will do everything humanly possible say not only in the area of performance. Say your representation e wo World Cup no ebeye wedi of African representation. Yebeye bibia ma obi ehun say Ghanaians understand what hospitality is, Ghanaians understand what football is, Ghanaians understand what sports is, and Ghanaians understand what it is say leadership on the continent. Because your mampini and chair we are the 80th UN General Assembly meeting.
Yeah.
I think say every part of the world so say this was a worthy messenger for Africa and of Africa.
Yeah.
Just about Ghana.
It was very broad.
Luckily for us, just around that same time, one of your university soccer team, University for Development Studies, no, Muswako, FISU Games, China, or Musu, Africa, Franca, for the first time, a university from Africa.
Or
Konka in Nama, or J, the university games trophy available. Before then, no university from Africa has qualified from the group stages.
Wow.
Now, so so it's been good, and I believe say this World Cup now US another opportunity say say Ghana, we really are the leaders and we really are great when it comes to what football.
Right, honorable. Now I qualifying the Yaba. Ghana ni bia o check studio bia wa bia nya US ne bia obeko abai no wo ehihye bi edema supporters in prempren o ma adwen say obeko US akọ support Black Stars.
Well, surely eba World Cup the federation and governments so you collaborate to make sure say games in the successful. So Abang won a responsibility obe facilitate processes engagement with embassies and high commissions in relation to travel documentation. By all means, Abang won responsibility because Abang penifona omo the other side and betina say ayen hihia ebeboa Ghana for ayo mwadwense onu pese omuko whether Mexico, Canada or America to witness the games. And abiding with that responsibility. Of course, abiding with responsibility to mobilize funding also to support. Okay. To mean jai on enyo biana onon kwan betumi aye akọ. As we sit here, there are farmers. Some of them have been farming and feeding us all through. Exactly. One or two enya akwenya kwa na yepia ho kwa. It's good. It adds to the unification. The unification of Omaino. Enti sankrofo no ewo ho. We share the premiership ekoso CCA. Aban edienim ayen hihye bebre make us say Yitumia mobilize ama ya inject sika into the premiership. For the first time, no, the clubs have been given 1 million Ghana cedi each. Wow! Before the start of league, the league. There's also mobilizing sika to support the FA in terms of payment to referees. A part of arrangement and yes, ye free budget. Nanso ye nhihia ema public corporates and private corporates no edi omusika omwenya adwin sakra bi say ye de sika share sports no especially football also aban etechi bibia no be successful. The same model we will apply in mobilizing support to at least get fans to the World Cup, because they almost eka hu bi na agrodie no ye den economy ni me ye de. So we will do something in that area. And you say you befa 100%. But by all means ye ntina hokwa enka say no ye bibi. Okay. So obekaya after the Brazil incident ye set up Jamefe commission no omo the report ebaye. Even in that report no man can say ma aban and support Ghana for ombeko such tournaments. Omo say supporters no any groups on person omoko no yemfa won share under one umbrella. Ma enkoye say there were a lot of splinter groups in a group APA debi yenya bibi to say Ghana Supporters Union. And the one grouping so that what the Mwabikra kwa na aye uniform and very well structured. So we will mobilize support for that to happen. President's Cup, for example, 2025. Yes. Yan supported process, you know. Person be in free yen either ministry nankasa the budget and a buying budget na we mobilize from private individuals and public corporates. And I hear sir Galka for President Cup now. And we've used these models and it has worked. And I believe say the World Cup no so he applies our model now. Okay. Minister for Sports and Recreation, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, and Edin Komo matching Jumaden. Honorable Coach Boadu. Yeah. Before our resume office, a lot of perception about him. Now, we know about Juma for some months now. Do you still feel that so Boadu is good enough to lead our Blasters? Now, when you're the well, what do I say? I'm a minister. I'm supposed to lead in terms of policy. It was our ministry now. Football, and the Black Stars is part of the football and in senior national team. Exactly. I cannot dispel near Omoa me leading one near Omoka. You have to do an analysis of every situation, both sides of the coin. Now, maybe I know. Yes, there was huge call. Say, Yema coach and uncle. But I made it quite clear. Say, no, there may be other reasons in Tia. Nyaman called the way I was say echo. And he first and foremost, Mumayan dealing with other problems. And we went in, dealt with a few things, and you say now the unity in the team was growing. So once the unity was growing, I've account a few other things. And I believe, say, by 12 October, no, me I had 2 years in terms of this stage, and they say, they be qualify for World Cup.
Yeah.
Yensa can
World Cup, no.
World Cup qualification. No?
Yeah.
So we have done well. Coach Boadu and his technical team have done well because we have qualified.
Exactly.
Since you got into the next stage, people are raising issues.
Yes.
Those issues, as leadership, minister, the FA, any buying generally, we would all sit down with the information available to analyze. Because at the end of the day, even Otonan Kasanso played with a team to qualify. May I sure say, in his mind, even as a coach, Yamana Quenya, he may want to tweak the team small. On your opportunity, be a tweak team. I am sure in the same vein, the leadership, management, FA, minister, any Abainsu may be thinking, say, we may have to do some tweaking
on the team.
On the team, and then the technical unit almost then FA team.
Exactly.
What that tweaking will be, no mean to enka. Say, ye will be ebeka otohu any others. Ana ye be free ho edibiaba. Ana ye be kipi nia ewo hosa no. I cannot sit here and conclude. By all means, or the data and I we will analyze it collectively and we'll be decision. Okay. That's what I can assure you here.
All right. Honorable, see qualification about what happened there and then personally, if you say at the cut team, what the team for a while, your weakness, your strength, and then if you say to you, work up in a Ghana economy, make a huge impact.
Alfred, me yapa ne say ye nya kwenya emmo Afcon ne bi because after qualification when you say competitive tournament ne bi utumi try we players ye we be what it is and what it's not. Exactly. Unfortunately no ye nya Afcon no. So me also say any say ye be also arrange a lot more friendlies.
Okay.
In November, FIFA window now, you were friendlies be in the Asian zone because almost style of football, completely different. I quite quiet to say computer football be no mobile because almost said that need that natural flair into almost young footballing book computer based type of play. So or say anyone here then Echo Bobby. Now because almost car teams now or mobile World Cup we name group who kotum
exactly.
Almost we want to now go and try our style.
Okay, any
idea about it. Well, our video analysts, any others, have started analyzing virtually every team are qualified. Okay. But we need to try it practically.
Okay.
So as much as possible, you bebo a number of what friendlies.
They are tested.
They are tested. Ebema Coach Boadu any team to be able to know say well team now you see the ball qualifiers within the African zone. Omo good enough say omo against the Asian team any omo style. Okay. Now so maybe any European side then abo. Okay. Then if we get the North American area, so also try abo. Okay. So that even before you go for the tournament, when your zone you've tried them. Okay. Apart from the video analysis or report, any videos now the practical and also when the practical so then account.
Right. Honorable, that's it, Papa. But now the extras here for the past weeks after the qualification monkey the work babu the chop. Ghanaian players are on Boadu Ghana document. Most especially this Edin Keten, of course, Hosnodoy. We take on this particular place. Then you involve your Yeah, ignore mo.
Me take ni say near coach Beka. Say me project na mo dia share mensa. Say memfa o Ghana the senior national team emfa nko World Cup. Na World Cup na ye kono keke. You see ye ko akwa boy ye hu mode seen any African country has ever done.
Yeah.
Before 2022 no na Ghana yako quarter finals anka ye be ko seminar yentumi anko Morocco akwa defeat sa record no omako semi finals
exactly.
And this ye pese ye boy ye hu mode seen any other African country. It means we must go beyond semi-finals. So ye the responsibility no of going beyond semi-finals kese no ye the best coach any players no so say coach no
so that would be the target for the team going to the World Cup. Is that a target?
Of course. This World Cup for me is an African World Cup. When him say the first time African country ye boy ye hu modipa was 94 USA hosti. We didn't win it, but we showed strength. When then I think Nigeria and Cameroon had great players, Rashidi Yakini Numu, and then even Mila and Ku went again and showed prowess.
Of course.
This time round, yes, I think that this is the time to do what we didn't do in 94.
Of course.
What we didn't do in 94, no, this is an opportunity for us to do it. Maybe 32 years on. This is the time for us to do it. And me say an African World Cup, and it's Ghana's World Cup.
Wow.
So look, sports, any football especially, emotion, akumahu. Enuntina obi hwe ball na say ni team elusi a otumi collapse ma nipa no be ewu ombo ball ni bio na so ni team elusi no obe collapse out of that no obenya attack ama wewu because it's over 80% emotional things.
Yeah.
And your mo kasa nyina nkrofo ka no me ti obi ase
of course.
Now so beyond the emotion no or say ye ma coach no akwenya ema ono so on you see the other part of the other faculties no na onfanye den enye juma so that yes so ye emotions are yenya there as we move forward no ye benya those results. So if in the mind of the coach obe here some injection of anything newer means the name say okay. It may not necessarily be Nketia or Doi.
Okay.
He may need something else.
Okay.
He may need something else. Ebema team netumia then ejina. Look at Sibu. Before Yeko Yene Chad for Ekobo Yenu, he wasn't in the team. But when we went there and we saw some few challenges in the midfield, then your friend Sibu say even your friend other players crowd Munya even qualify crowd FIFA and clear one yet
from some umbra.
Come no say mumbra, but unfortunately no young clear into bench no crowd to me because we dare not make that mistake to suffer the fate of South Africa. Because what they no to bench pay in competition member one year you better o points so
yeah
and find you on top. So Sibo ba we saw some improvement in the midfield.
Yeah.
Now Yabeka say ya Bobby dada inti mayemfa new injection number. So I want as much as possible to leave that for the technical person, the coach, and the management team to decide. And or more approaching me. After all,
yes,
one or two may not significantly change the team. A chunk of the players, I think they are good enough already.
Exactly.
So, but Omu decided, say, well, you want us to go far. You want us to even win the World Cup. Yeah. Maybe you be here this or that.
Yeah.
I mean, see Omu Kwai.
Okay.
Means I am emotive. but I must also use the other things to support the decision of the technical team. But I can't tell, say, for Nketianti and Odo Inti and any other player for Ebubomu. And it doesn't really matter. But if it is also about them, why not? Sometimes when people are good, well, they tend to have choices.
Okay.
Comme de wopa na ye de fufu bi si ho a na wo mpe kura ubedi na say comme in sheda new na say ye de fufu ba wa obetimi aka say o de bi me mpe fufu ampesi na me penti me twen ampesi ni ba maybe what na ho na say kobo 6 p.m. ampesi ni nyamba ya. Well, you can say you want to try. But as or minus, well, we must have our pride. We must, but whatever it is, and this is a game we want to go far.
Yeah.
And pride kakra, but also thinking kakra ebe buama wait me ako here because we don't just want to go and do
adapt to the numbers and come back.
To the numbers and come back. Yeah. No, David.
All right. Honorable, that's the Black Stars and Common. And friends, most of my first send a message about Leeds Finance Sports. Most questions have been in a multi-purpose quarter. Ministry national say put a baby.
One of our major agenda.
Okay.
Say multi-purpose complexes across the country. Yebesha say with having maybe zonal locations of such things.
Okay.
Yebenya good athletic tracks and other courts. Nansaya technology and marking with colors allows say one court area no ubebo basketball, ubebo volleyball also. Ubebo the net ball and so on and so forth. Tennis crowd then so you fix if you want to play basketball, you fix and then play. You finish, you take it off. If you want to play maybe volleyball, you fix it and play. Tennis, you fix it and play. So yebeye saadie so because yen sheda ni nsase bebre sa obetimi aye different courts. So that is the new technology. So we're going to do a lot more multi-purpose courts and just use color to mark.
Okay.
Now why and we would create athletic tracks also so that I'm afraid school sports are and it's one of the areas infrastructure. So that Nipano and you say or Babe national competition and sana when Yahu Aquina say will be Tumrika ewo tracks certain tracks. So
okay,
you should have that available to you in my municipality in Jasikan. Somebody in Akan KJB should be able to have access to tracks. Somebody we should
so be do Accra and
so we do Accra and sana we so we want to invest in that and until I hear the corporates both public and private.
Okay.
Say omumfa omuhu NG sports because sports is big. Look, sports doesn't end even just at competition. Every day anopabia munya bibika about sports.
Exactly.
And yeah, because every day we are competing.
No.
The same way every day there is a sports business going on. And I want to invite the corporates.
Okay.
We will be transparent with Omosika, sports.
Wow.
If they have been worried about transparency and openness and this idea, I can assure them, say,
your administration, yes,
this would not repeat itself. We will use the money for what is intended for talent development. And then they hear me. Look, uko the Arab countries are omutu fangua easy for them. Not this our offshore this is just on the land, easy for them. Omukro who says no limit ebesa. So they are now investing in areas where the talent.
Okay.
And the investment in sports, is becoming very big.
Wow.
Because Omunim said, we are now, the world is heading towards talent. Yen naturally, there was a mobilization. That is why I want to invite the corporates. And I want to use this medium to say thank you to Goldfields. Takwa Omusi TNA stadium now. We need more of such interventions. We need more of such support for athlete development.
When I would say your park is somewhere bobo so crowd what is the state of our national stadiums apart from Accra ready Kumasi still
Kumasi and I believe say we will get there. The pitch has drastically improved. The security zone per FIFA standard baby players no ura stadium akọ dressing room baby omofa no won say fan bia supporter bia ewo ho no obehu. So o hwe Kumasi stadium na baby supporters no etina no what ho a obehu bus no enti obetumi ehu players no. So we must do something in that area to cover those areas.
Any can say uhu players no.
Any can say
that's the safe zone.
That's the safe zone.
Okay.
Security zone now. Dressing room. You don't have to have any access with the players. Until we call a mind baby new stadium now musi now. We say away team crown or more baby or more bus baby. Gate ni baby mo mwako inside. Na gate na sana omwesi free or bus. The home team no so baby or so bus befa. It's not in our party where we don't have that, but we must make sure that a minimum security is provided. Then of course upgrading the dressing rooms now more with the right gadgets now. Yes, sir. I believe say Baba Yara will be ready for CAF inspection and approval.
Takradene Cape Coast Day.
Esipon, I think the phase 2 is ongoing. Phase 2 now. Part of phase 1 now. Then we conclude with phase 3 and have Esipon Stadium also ready for use. We should be able to do the remaining parts and start using the stadium by next year. We should be able to. Because the contractor is on site working. That contract has not been stopped, and so we just have to continue following. Or the certificates be ABBA, but we will look through them. If truly that work has been done, they get certified and payment will be done.
Okay. Cape Coast also there no.
Cape Coast Stadium doesn't have much of a challenge. Challenge in grass in or say so you're building so Cape Coast shouldn't be so much of a problem. The Aliu Mahama Stadium Tamale
yes.
Provides one of the best fields.
Okay.
According to experts, that stadium has one of the best fields, easier to actually work on and give it. There's a lot of stability also. So we intend to invest in all this infrastructure to make it useful, because we see at the end now to me you see Sikana was saying okay. Sikana was saying okay.
All right. Honorable, anapedi beda sepa ene umria wonya dem. The Ghana Premier League monitor there. Who dey chika kakra?
Oh, me dey chika kakra.
We impressed so far after match day 5. Ghana Premier League.
I think it's not bad. It's a bit competitive. The numbers are picking up small. Yeah. I'm encouraging teams to say we initiate a lot of activities. Ebema fans now then Abba Stadium. So even some of the games you add a little entertainment, or even you can decide, say some promo activity build fan base.
Okay.
Because now we are making Europe for some leadership program like Ham Stadium.
Okay.
Alliance for now or more main dressing. Charlie, Ubia Okasabia is about fan engagement. We need to invest in fan engagement. Let the fans feel
part of the
process, and let them mix being present at their teams matches.
Yeah.
But one year fan engagement, the fans, yes, they say, oh, I support Kotoko, I support this, but Nipa na Anko Stadium crowd, they don't feel anything. But do it in such a way, say the Nipa na or far away crowd, per se auto ticket in time, na obedu baby a game no bekoso to be able to be part and parcel of it.
Okay. Yeah, instead of thinking KTV where some here na mo yehuduma Nkoko Stadium means what on sama Pristia Stadium.
There are a lot of there are a lot of small stadia projects. Ebi wo ho a NSA ase ebi wo ho a local government for no so na omo na omo we would bit by bit.
All right.
Sports development fund no ebegina yie na eno so sha say enya sika kakra into it. We can pick on some of these things and do it. Enunti na sports development fund no yen nyina so yen fa ye hunye den engine na yen contribute. First and foremost no ye the parliament. I know the MPs have assured me say ye be ye hu adwuma tentem ama ba be ye mra. But we must fund it. We say this then it can work.
All right. Honorable, and I pray that you read that. Papa. I mean, Ghana for so that's Papa. It's a baby now. We say we for Honorable Minister Kofi Idi Adams, Honorable the Sports and Recreation and Kano. Honorable, we should have board member. I see grounds for so much.
Dwarfs, part and parcel of me. So even though me a Kotoko fan, dwarfs, because of
those traditional teams,
part and parcel of me, and those traditional teams, dwarfs.
11 wise, blacks,
those ones, they are teams. I will say, you're making sure say because it helps. They have history.
Yeah, that's it.
They have history.